Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for coming. We're going to turn this right over to the city manager for her to make her announcement. Most of you know already who the chief is, but we're going to have Cindy do the official announcement, and then Jeff will give us some words.
Thank you, Kim. Okay, good morning. Yeah, it's still morning, let me check. Thank you all for coming out today. And particularly thank you to the city council members that are here, the mayor, Dr. Cherry, Dr. Woodbury, Councilman Jenkins. We all appreciate you being here and how much you provide support, not only to all of our departments, but in particular the fire departments. Again, thank you for coming out. This is an exciting day, and it's not just for the Newport News Fire Department. It's also an exciting day for the city as a whole and all of our citizens. And let me begin by saying one of the greatest responsibilities, at least in my mind, as a city manager, is to ensure the community's health, safety, and well-being. And selecting a new chief to lead the men and women of our outstanding fire department was not a task I took lightly. So after a rigorous process, I am very happy this morning to announce the selection of Jeffrey Johnson as the Newport News Fire Chief. Chief Johnson has an impressive background with over 30 years of experience. He has served in just about every position in fire service over his impressive career, starting out as a firefighter paramedic and ultimately working up through the ranks to Deputy Chief of Kansas City, Missouri, and then being named Fire Chief of Salinas, California. And when it comes to choosing the right person for the job, it's not necessarily all about credentials. It is also about finding the right fit for the fire department, our city leadership team, and our community. Chief Johnson was the best selection for this leadership role for his knowledge and his experience, obviously. However, just as important to me are his professional and personal qualities. And rather than I could read his whole bio and his resume, which is very impressive, but I'll share with you rather than doing that, some of the comments that I have personally heard about Jeff throughout the selection process. Jeff has an open communication style. He's a straight shooter, very knowledgeable, level-headed, doesn't get ruffled, empathetic, strong leader, understands his workforce, treats people well, and he's passionate about the fire service. And if you notice one common theme there, it was intentional. It's about people, because no one could be successful without the people that work with them every day. And he has demonstrated throughout his career that he has that dedication for his people. Oh, and one thing I should have mentioned, I also heard that he has a good sense of humor, which I'm thinking he will need, but we'll let him get here a few days till he figures that out. I could go on, but those are just some of the qualities that make Chief Johnson a good fit for the fire department and our community. And I couldn't be more pleased that Jeff and his wife, Kim, will be joining the Newport News family. Now I'd like to ask Chief Johnson to make a few comments about his selection and being here.
Good morning. To say I'm humbled is probably an understatement. First, I got to thank my wife, my family, because while we're all firefighters and working out in the community, we know that our family is what really supports us, and she's always been there for me for over 30 years. So thank you very much. And I'd like to thank Chief Liebold too for what he's done while he's been here, and we've had some really good conversations and prepared to meet with him over the next couple of weeks and really a smooth transition handoff. Sometimes when there's a vacancy, the new chief walks in and there's nothing there, and usually the computer's empty and there's no books. So you're trying to figure out, and so I want to thank him for one, what he's done, and two, for willing to stick with me and help through this process. So thank you for that. I just want to say, I kind of started writing some notes over the last week when I really found out that I was going to receive this position, and it was still even surreal to a point. I was like, well, maybe before I start writing anything, I'll wait for another phone call that says, look, we made a mistake. It was the other guy. So I really started writing down a bunch of things, and it got to a pretty condensed list of about 40 pages with 30 bullet points, and I decided I'd leave that at the hotel and just kind of speak from where I'm really coming from my heart. And I believe wholly that the rise and success of the fire chief rests with the men and women in the field. If the men and women in the field that are treating our citizens and taking care of them aren't supported at the highest level, then that's unfair. And so I see myself as an advocate for them. And I give my sincere honesty that every day I will come in, work hard to do what's right for the community and do what's right for our men and women of the fire department. As the city manager mentioned, and again, thank you for the opportunity to serve. I should have made you second, but I apologize. That was in my notes, but I left them. So.
That's not a bad thing for what you said.
I think that, as she mentioned, I have an open communication policy, and I believe honesty. And we've got to have those hard, frank discussions. And I think we can't do it in a vacuum. Fire administration can't just say, this is what we're doing, and pass it down. It's got to work from the field and from the administration. We meet in the middle, and they always say, you know, a good deal, a good operation is something that meets in the middle. Both sides are happy when they walk away, kind of like an agreement. And so one of the things I really am looking forward to instituting is really a strong partnership with labor and involving some communities, getting the men and women in the field involved, and really solving our problems and working to get those solved. And it won't be easy. So we all are going to have to dig in and pull together, but we can do that. The primary concern that we're always going to have is the outcome to the service of our citizens. And I tell you this, that I will do everything to be an advocate to do what we can to get the equipment, the training, the employees, everything we need to do the best job we can serving our citizens. And so I'm really looking forward to that opportunity. I think everything I've read and everything I've heard from across the country about Newport News is of the highest level. Operationally, one of the strongest departments out there, doing a lot of great things. So that's exciting to me because I love operations, and you will see me out in the field, whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, or middle of the night or middle of the afternoon. If something's going on, I love to show up and see what's going on and visit with the men and women, and again, thank them for their work out there in the field. And that's where I'm coming from, and that'll be the tone I set for administration and members in the field. Again, we're going to all have to work together on this. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to working with my new partner, Chief Drew, who does a lot of great things. And so I'm looking forward to really being part of the team. And me and my wife are really excited about moving here to Newport News and being part of the community. So again, thank you very much. I'm humbled and look forward to being out there working with everyone. Thank you.